It is safe to say that Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League is dead. I have a ton of friends who are in the Arkham community, and it seems like none of them play this game. It feels like I'm the only one in my friend group who still plays this game. So, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Today, I'm going to be talking about how I would fix Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. This will probably be a very long video because there's a lot that needs to be fixed with this game. So, let's not waste any time. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. I want to say a few things before we get started. Number one, I'm a little stuffy today, but we'll see how that goes. And number two, this was not supposed to be the first video in this series. I did one on Mortal Kombat 1. I just made a short about this, or I just made it at the point that I'm editing this, but I made a YouTube short talking about it where basically the footage was deleted, and it was a long video, so I'm not redoing the whole thing again. So, I'll just film that again another time, which is a shame because I had a really cool thumbnail planned for it. But whatever. Let's not waste any time. There are a ton of issues with the game. And so that's what we're going to be talking about here. We're not going to waste any time with this because there's a lot. We're first going to be talking about the story mode here. And I think that the story mode needs a lot of work. It's just the main issue is obviously the killing of the Justice League. And I think that if I feels to me, here's my rumors that they decided to make this an Arkham game just because they knew it would make a lot of money. Like they were like, okay, this isn't a good game. We know this, so we're gonna make this an Arkham game. Change a few things to make it in the canon. Add some Easter eggs. That's my theory. I feel like this wasn't supposed to be an Arkham video game, and I think that's very likely. It feels like that. Like even with the Deadshot change, you all know what I'm talking about. They even acknowledge that in the game, and that's because I feel like this was not supposed to be an Arkham game. I think it was supposed to be just a Suicide Squad Justice League game where they killed the Justice League, which I don't understand why they would be okay with killing Batman. I don't understand why they would be okay with killing Arkham Batman. They should know. I thought Rocksteady would understand that we would not. Why do they think we'd be happy with this? I don't understand. And so obviously, you could just cheat and say, yeah, let's just not kill the Justice League. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying here. Don't kill the Justice League. What if we made it to where that you defeat them and then they survive? I don't know. Maybe still kill Wonder Woman off. I think her death was easily the best, handled the best, for sure. Her death was actually handled decent, but I think the other ones could have survived just to where it's not all of them just dying. Because now all of the Arkhamverse heroes are just gone. Our whole Justice League is dead. They're all dead. Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, the big hitters. They're all gone, and that's a big issue. And so that's the main thing, but I feel like there are other small things here and there. But that's one huge thing that I think would have easily changed the reception of the game. Another thing, the basic idea of it being a live service game, you bring up live service, the game community gets a little iffy. Yeah, I think that it doesn't bother me at all. That this is a live service game. I am not bothered by it at all. I don't play with friends, because again, no one plays this game except for me, apparently, when it comes to my friend group here. And I get it. I do. I get why people hate this game. I love it. I really enjoy it, but I do get why people hate it. I am still a little mad at Rocksteady because this game still feels just very like, shut up, my dog is barking and it's so annoying. It's ruining the video. But anyway, sorry about that. I just think that it's weird that games think that live service is something that's going to be successful, but they should notice by now that a lot of whenever games are announced that they're live service, there's a lot of negative backlash. Why have they not connected the dots by now? That people don't want every video game out there to be live service games. I think they should have understood that this didn't need to be a live service game. I really didn't. And since it's live service, it has a lot of the issues of a live service game, like in-game currencies and battle passes and whatnot. Which season 1 just came out, and it's not good. really disappointing. We don't even get any real cutscenes. It's just that cheap comic book intro that we saw in the Avengers game. Maybe I should do a video for this about the Avengers game. Maybe I should do that. Because that was a train wreck. But I feel like, yeah, so far it's not very good. The battle pass with the Wayne Texans are okay. I like the stuff in the shop. I think they just as the zero leaguers or whatever they're called, where they're like the cardboard costumes. I liked those. Those are pretty cool, and the classic Joker skin and all that. I don't mind those, but since it's live service, we have a lot of those types of things that people don't like in-game currencies and having to spend real money to do a lot of the stuff that you wouldn't normally have to do if it wasn't a live service game. I feel like that's a huge thing that I don't understand why gaming companies have not caught on by now. Not a lot of people do not like live service games, and it shows. So I simply feel like if they didn't make this an Arkham game, then the negative backlash, the negative backlash should not be as bad. I think that I think they did it just because they knew it would get headlines, and they knew it would make the game talked about. I simply don't think this game was supposed to be an Arkham game. I can't believe it. Now, again, the problem with it being live service is the story's not over. We don't know. Maybe the Justice League are still alive. We don't know. But that's the thing with a live service game. We still don't know the full story yet, which is annoying, but whatever. So maybe they are alive. Maybe this is all a part of some big plan to set up a Justice League video game. We don't know, but I think the Justice League game now, because of this, will not do well because people are going to be like, okay, so this is a weak group because they got taken over by Brainiac. By the way, Superman's an idiot. I listened to the Codex files. This is Superman's fault that this happened. It is. I'm sorry. And so those are the huge issues with simply people not liking live service games. And just the basic idea of putting it in an arc. I honestly wouldn't mind the Justice League dying if it wasn't the Arkhamverse. If it was just a random Elseworld tale, fine. Kill them off. I don't care. I don't know these people. Go ahead. But this is Arkham Batman. You don't just kill Arkham Batman like that. You simply can't. You can't do that. And I feel like they should Rocksteady. This has to be a different team, right? This has to be like another group of people who worked on the game. And it's a little odd that Kevin Conroy thought this was a good idea. Again, you don't know the full story. Maybe there's more to come out. But I just don't know. Now the skins that they've released so far are some of them are good, some of them are bad. They're kind of hit or miss. I think they need to release Arkham, like Deadshot and Harley Quinn and Joker need to get skins from their past Arkham appearances. Like, I guess they could just make Deadshot black, in the skins. I don't know how they would do that with it being a different Deadshot. Because, obviously. And I think that I've seen I've been reading comments and paying attention to the fans and people who still play this game, what they want. About skins and things like that. It just feels like Rocksteady's not paying attention and listening. They don't. Now, I do respect that we're getting Joker for free. I feel like most gaming companies will make you pay a ton of money to own the character, but you can unlock him for free. Now, you can pay for him if you don't want to do that, but there are ways for you to unlock him for free. Respect. I will say respect for that. And, they did make it sound like it'd be like a free, like, big DLC thing. It's really not. It's barely any cutscenes. It's like a comic booky intro, animated, cheaply animated. So that was a bit, unfortunate. But again, I'm glad you don't have to pay for it. I guess that was cool. Glad they didn't make us pay. because I know people would be extra mad. This is free content, so I guess that's good. But uh, you know, I feel like going back to the story mode. I did a spoiler review. And I think I liked the game a little less. I'm still playing it. I'm still grinding. I think I have 40 hours in on the game. I enjoy it. I think the gameplay is fun. I don't think anybody I've seen an issue. I haven't seen any issues about the gameplay. So I don't think that's an issue. I think it's just everything else. And the map's also empty. Like I know that Arkham Knight also there's like nobody there. But I feel like there's some things they could do to just make it feel like more people. Maybe we could have some side missions where we rescue survivors. Because there are these like pods in the air that are taking people to Brainiac ship. Why don't we do more with that? Why don't we expand on that? Again, so I think there are some good ideas here. I just don't think they could have. I don't think they should have killed the Justice League off so early too. I mean, I know it was in the title and everything, but again, this is the Arkhamverse. Batman should not just take a gunshot if he's going to die, which I don't think he should, because he already kind of did in Arkham Knight. If they're gonna bring him back to just kill him off, I simply don't understand why. This has to be some sort of. We know this game's gonna do bad, so we're just gonna make it Arkham because then people will pay for it. And unfortunately, although it's Rocksteady and I love what they did with the Arkhamverse, those are some of my favorite video games. Unfortunately, this game tanked, and I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad. I feel like I will say it feels like since it's so much negative reviews, people are just finding every little detail to get mad about. But it is disappointing. This could have been an incredible DC game. An incredible expansion of the Arkhamverse. But I do have a question. Why out of all the ways you could have expanded the Arkhamverse, you chose a Suicide Squad game? Why couldn't we have like Superman or Justice League game? Or Green Lantern? Or literally I mean, I love the Suicide Squad, but I feel like the most common to the common like audience, that was not a good choice. That was odd on their part. Also the jokes aren't funny. Like in the story mode, okay, they're decent, but outside of that, they add like a lot of things like to make it look like a really like the tone of this game just does not work with what we know from this Arkhamverse. This is a dark universe, and now all of a sudden, oh, we're cracking jokes all the time, and every like even the side missions have like little goofy, bios about them. It doesn't tonally fit the Arkhamverse. I simply don't think this is an Arkham game. So let's wrap this up because I'm just kind of meandering here. I feel like the main things to fix this dead game. Number one, don't make it an Arkham game. If you're gonna make it an Arkham game, then actually do it right. But they didn't, so don't make it an Arkham game. Maybe make a statement saying, "Oh yeah, well we changed. That was a stunt. It didn't work. This is not canon." I'm sure people would be pissed, rightfully so. But still, maybe it would save some. I don't know. Maybe it would help them a little bit. But number one, change it to where it's not the Arkhamverse. Number two, change it to where it's not live service. Although that doesn't necessarily bother me, I think it's a big issue for a lot of people. Number three, make there let there be more stuff to do. Like after you complete the main campaign, there's not a lot to do. There are side missions and stuff, obviously. I've been grinding to do them so I can get all the Codex character trophies because I love character trophies. But you got to find some reason for people to come back. Like take Arkham Knight, game that came out almost 10 years ago. We're getting close. It's 2024. The game came out in 2025. In that game, has almost exceeds this game in every other way. Um, yeah, that's my favorite Arkham game, Arkham Knight, and the amount of side missions you can do are so much fun, and each of them are different. They're each their own little stories, and these you're just like fighting a bunch of these little creatures, and they're all the same creatures. The side missions, there's like five different styles of fighting, five different styles of side missions, and then there's no. I feel like I'm doing the same thing every mission. But with Arkham Knight, every single side mission is a new thing, introducing a new character, or you're having to do something else in every single one of them. Why couldn't we have that in this game? And also, mini rant here. This doesn't have anything to do with fixing the game, but I want to say we have hinted who the next DLCs are going to be, and there are rumors that it's going to be Mr. Freeze's daughter and Deadshot's daughter and Deathstroke. Deathstroke, awesome, cool, love it, can't wait. But Mr. Freeze and Deadshot's daughter, out of all of the villains in the DC universe you could have picked to be a DLC for this game, you chose Deadshot and Mr. Freeze's daughter? Why? Who asked for this? Who asked for this? If we're gonna do an ice character, do Killer Frost. And we don't need another Deadshot character, because we have Deadshot. So who could they have replaced? They could have done. I mean, I don't know. There's so many. Bizarro would have been fun. I don't know. Somebody. Red Hood, maybe? I don't know. He's not really a villain. But somebody other than Deadshot and Mr. Freeze's daughters. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. That's another problem. We need that fixed. Make Deathstroke the season 2 one. I'm not waiting until season 4 for him to drop. Because that's the only one I'm actually excited for in this first 4. Maybe Joker, yeah, but whatever. So, I just think that this game is so flawed. There's so much. I feel like I haven't even gotten to it all yet because it's so jacked up. And I mean, they, finished Arkham Knight years ago, and they've been working on this game for 7 years now. And this is the aftermath of it. Really, just how? I don't understand how we got to this point. But to wrap it all up, I know I keep saying to wrap it all up, but I'm serious here. The things I would do to change this game, again, take it out of the Arkhamverse. It didn't work. It was a stunt, trying to make some money, didn't work. Number 2, live service. All of the problems with live service games heavily affect this game. Number 3, we need more variety of side missions. Number 4, make the map more, I don't know, make it more, not interactive, but make it more, feel more open. It's beautiful looking, but it feels so bland. And every season we're just fighting a Brainiac. That's going to get really repetitive. Now, I personally don't think we're going to make it to 13 seasons of this. I don't think that's going to be happening. But if we do, isn't that going to get pretty boring after a while? They got to add something new. Bring back the Justice League. Make one of the seasons us working with this new villain that's introduced. Make it to where we're having to bring back a member of the Justice League each season. That would be awesome. Why were these thoughts not brought up in the room? Why were they okay with killing off Batman? Why? I don't understand. And I do want to mention some positives here. I like the voice acting. The graphics are great. The gameplay is really fun. It's a fun game. I do enjoy it. But it is so flawed. So, that's it. That's how I would fix Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. I know that I didn't really mention how I'd fix it until the very end. Most of the video was just me laying out the problem. I told you this would take a while because the fixing it doesn't take long, but the listing out the problems takes forever, and me getting going on mini rants because of how ridiculous some of this is. I know I feel like, I've certainly become less positive on this game than I was in my first, review or, when I did my spoiler review. But, over time I've realized this game is so much more flawed. I think like a lot of that was just hype. I like the game still. I still like it a lot. I think that the game's not as, it certainly is not perfect. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Please consider liking the video, subscribing if you have not already. Let me know in the comments what you would do to fix this game. And as always, I love you all, and stay geeky. Hey, y'all, wanted to mention, it may seem like I skipped over a lot of things. I do want to mention again, check out the spoiler review if you haven't. I talk about a lot more, like the story mode and a few more things really more in depth. This is more about the fixing those issues. Love y'all. Stay geeky.